Reboot. Again, Todd, again.
This is the Boom Podcast.
Woo!
The podcast that shows you how to build an amazing business so you can build an amazing
Bring it home. Drive it home, Todd.
We're wrapping up season 2.
Starts now.
Starts right now. I'm talking right on the top of the back end of the intro voice. There's no time to delay.
Nope.
This is the last of the content episodes of season 2. It's been really good. It's been really, really good if I do pat myself on the back.
Mm-hmm. Nice job, Terry.
I didn't have a lot to do with the quality of this podcast season, whether it was good or bad. I take no credit or blame. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the Boom Podcast. We're excited to be with you, to be among you, to be in your ears. Where we are right now.
Imagine a little miniature me just stepping on your earlobe.
Yeah. Let's go
Todd,
to you,
you're bundled
Todd.
in a blanket.
Let's go to you. Todd is bundled in a blanket if you're listening, and it makes him just look like he's sick, like he's ill.
No,
It
you
does.
do look.
It does look ill.
Yeah, do you have a cold?
No, I do not have a cold. I was a little chilly, but now that I see my video feed of myself, I feel I definitely look like I'm sick and battling something and probably need some soup.
Yeah, you do.
You
but
do need
Or
soup.
you're in a bathrobe. It
Or
could be a bathrobe
bathrobe.
also.
Oh.
Take it up over the top of your head like the Virgin Mary. Let's see
Up
that.
and over.
Let's see that.
Oh,
Oh, well, you did it a little. Yeah, I guess that kind of works, doesn't it? Yeah, that looks good.
you were the scariest Virgin Mary ever.
The goateed Virgin
bearded Mary.
Yeah, the bearded
Bearded
Mary. I like
Mary.
it.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
Good.
good. Are you okay though? Is everything all right with you?
I'm good.
With your snuggly
I was
blanket?
cold, but now this blanket's actually making me very warm.
Nice.
Okay.
Christian turned it up a whole degree.
Oh, that makes a big difference.
Should be
Podcast
I didn't want to get crazy. These lights are so hot.
Under the bright lights of the podcast, man. A lot of people sweat. Under the bright lights. They can't handle the pressure. Megan, you're in a denim jacket of sorts.
I am.
Yeah.
I am.
With a little hoodie that comes out of it.
And it looks
Denim-y.
like a pack of wild dogs at the back of your jacket.
Listen, ripped is cool right now, Todd. You just
Ripped is in.
Get up with the times.
It's hard to take advice on fashion from a man who has wrapped himself head to waist in a snuggly blanket.
Agreed.
Todd's like, you look ridiculous.
I'm embarrassed to be around you. Just embarrassed.
That's so funny. All right. Christian's in a black t-shirt, it would appear, and I am in a bluish t-shirt that also appears to be black.
Yeah.
And I'll wave at the camera also. So here's the thing. You do need to be on YouTube. We're on YouTube, and we do shenanigans like this, which stink when
So
you're
much
driving
fun.
in the car and you can't watch what's happening. Well, you can on YouTube, so subscribe there so that you can see all the shenanigans, both auditorily, I don't know if that's right,
Yep.
and visually as well.
Nope.
So, did I mess that one up? Visually is not the right word, but it's definitely auditorily. We want to hear from you too. Email info@boomrealestatepodcast.com. And then also get on the Facebook and the Instagram. We're always doing
nice.
things there. Real Estate on Purpose is out and about in the world. You can go visit reonpurpose.com. That's our online course that helps you manage the tasks and the email and schedule and things like that, so that
Yep.
you can scale your business, so that you can automate your business, so you can get
Nailed
control of
it.
your time, lower your stress, all that jazz while you scale
This is so
up.
dangerous.
Good times. So, what's the matter? The sign is perched precariously
It is.
It is.
on the corner of the
Yeah,
table
you can
right
move
now.
that, I guess.
Do you ever
fine.
charge that sign? We have a sign on the corner of our table that says Season 2 Boom Podcast, and on the video feed it just says Season 2 Boom.
Okay,
Yeah.
it takes
all you need to know.
C batteries.
Oh, does
I
it?
have no C batteries.
But it's got like
That's
a little.
that's
It's got a little
serious
plug
beast of a
here. You
battery.
can plug that thing in.
Yeah, I guess.
probably a
Look,
charge.
right here. Can I go
Yeah.
the overhead shot here?
Yeah.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
Okay.
there's
let's,
so many things being.
Oh, when it's not plugged in, then you're going
Yeah,
to the
so
battery
we've
backup.
got this right here.
There's
yeah.
a lot of things on
We
there.
got
Yeah.
Christian's
A lot
pointing
happening.
to his outlet, which looks like
It looks like Christmas
Stuff-
vacation.
Exactly.
yes, Christmas vacation.
Yeah, what could possibly
things-
go wrong?
Yeah, I think it's totally fine. That is, I've never really noticed how ridiculous that is, but we could literally blow up at any moment. So if the podcast cuts off right in the
Yeah.
middle, you'll know why.
Burst into
Amazing
flames.
though. I went and bought. He had a tech tip earlier
Tip.
in the season. Tech tip.
Tip,
If you
tip.
haven't heard that one,
Tip.
it's super good. A couple episodes ago about your chargers for your iPhones and your computers and your
Oh, yeah.
iPads and the difference and all that. And I went and bought this one right here.
Oh, you
and
did?
It's amazing. It's the twofer and does the iPads. It does your phone super fast.
Are you loving it?
Amazing. Love
It'll
it.
change your life.
Yeah, I
Wow.
just keep it in the kitchen and
Yeah.
it's like, doop, and everything's charged. It's
It'll
amazing.
charge your life.
So good. Charge
You know what's
your
fun
life.
about that?
Yes, Todd?
Little teaser. Christian's got another tech tip for us
Oh,
later
it's coming
today.
up. Not yet, not yet, not yet.
Nope.
Don't fire the
Not
sounder.
yet.
Don't
Okay.
fire the sounder. Don't do it yet.
gonna be
So
so
close. My
good.
finger
No,
was
no,
on the
no.
button.
We'll tell you. We'll tell you when to open the thing up. It'll be good. Okay, so we are talking about. We've been all over systems in season 2, and as we wrap things up, the good news is you followed these systems to a T, which means you are now rolling in the dough.
Yeah, of
You are
course.
super
Super
wealthy.
rich.
But if you don't have a system for rolling in the dough, then you're in
Uh-oh.
real trouble.
Right.
So that's what we're hitting on today, right,
Yep,
Megan?
that's
Did
what
I
we're
just
gonna-
say everything that you're about to say?
That's it.
No.
Okay, yeah, we'll say other
I've got
things that are
plenty
better than what I
things
said.
That are going to be said about yes. No, so today we are just kind of bringing it back to you're using all these systems, you're making all this money. Now we're going to talk about what system do you use and how do you set it up so that your money's being handled the right way? What are you going to do with that dough? And we're going to walk you through that right now.
That's right.
Hey, must be the money.
I had a flashback
Remember that song?
to Scrooge
do.
McDuck
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah?
swimming through his
Yes,
money, which
yes.
I always was like, that's impossible.
the vault.
Mm.
Like, the money's going to be really hard.
Well,
Yes, I know.
the
You can't
coins.
swim
But what if it was
through-
cash dollars?
But it's
But it's
not. It's
not.
gold coins.
Yeah.
Oh.
And he swims through it like
And
it's
they like
water.
fling out. Yeah.
And they fly out and he
Maybe
swims
ducks
through
are
'em.
tougher than we thought.
Ducks.
That's true. They
That's
might be a little
possible.
more like his, maybe his beak helps
Yeah.
him get through it.
Yeah.
Oh, he
cut through.
pierces with his beak.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like I've always wondered how moles get through ground so easily.
Do you think you could do that through dollar bills, though? If you had a giant thing of dollar bills, would they suffocate you and crush you, or because there's just so many, or could you swim through them safely?
I think you would sink to a compressed stack of bills.
Yeah.
And you'd never be able to come. Like you can't.
Oh,
I don't
you
think you'd be able to
can't
come
climb
out.
it,
Yeah,
true.
I don't think
I've
you'd be able
always-
to.
But you could probably get a pocket of air, so you'd be
Yeah, I
kind
think
of
you'd
safe.
breathe
Not like
okay.
in a corn.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
They'd be like if you had a blanket on your face, it would be like breathing like that.
I've always wanted to fill
Okay.
a pool
Which I
with
hate.
jello
Yeah.
and just see like if you jump
no,
in,
nope.
are you just stuck at the bottom?
Yeah, you die.
Yeah.
Wait, a whole pool? You mean?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because I don't know how you. Well,
You can't get out, and you can't like breathe because it'd envelope you eventually, right?
I would think so. Yeah,
Right.
like it would just blob you.
I guess you could.
Yeah,
But
like
if
the
you-
blob. You
like,
remember the movie The
yeah.
Blob?
Yeah, you'd have to.
I think you could
quickly
swim out.
swim to
Could
the
you
side.
eat your way out?
no, that would not work.
No.
No, because you'd have to breathe.
Can we
And you
bing
wouldn't
this?
be able to. I think we could.
Okay.
I think you could fight your way out of
Think so?
a deep end pool of Jello. I think you could
I don't
swim.
know.
If you can swim through
That's a tough
water.
one, though. It's a tough one. What about pudding?
No, I think pudding you're in real trouble. I think unless it's tapioca, you got something to grab onto.
Yeah, no pudding.
No.
I'm not gonna make it out.
I do. I have,
something to grab on. Do like the little beads.
Yes. Yes. The little tapioca beads.
I do
What are
have-
those things? What are those, by the way? What are the tapioca things? What's
That-
in tapioca?
I think it's tapioca,
It's
literally.
fish eggs.
It's mostly
It's
caviar.
tapioca.
Okay. If you say so, I don't know. Do you like
That's what it
tapioca
is.
pudding?
No.
Oh, I do.
I love tapioca.
No,
Yeah, I
just
like it
because
a
it's
lot.
vanilla. That's it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So good.
I do have an answer about the Jello. Would you guys like to hear
Yes.
the ruling? Okay. So,
So
the
Bing works again.
Bing says from physicscentral.com.
Oh, good.
If Jello is sufficiently diluted and it becomes a liquid,
Well, yeah,
you'll be
then you
able to swim
swim.
through it.
That's
So it
not
might take
Jell-O.
some time,
so
but
you
you'll
just have to
eventually
wait.
make
Well,
it.
how much time?
You have
But,
to wait it out.
Well, you
But-
must be able to breathe then.
but if the Jello is so concentrated and it behaves as a solid, the best you can do is dig your way across the pool. It
That-
might
yes,
as well
that
be
would work.
full of dirt.
Huh.
Interesting.
Okay. All right.
The biggest thing is could you breathe? Because if there's
Yeah.
if you can breathe, then you can dig your way out.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Well, that's season 2.5.
Sorry,
Yeah,
guys.
we'll work on
We'll,
that next
we'll do
season.
that in season 2.5.
I'm glad we
Let
got
you know.
that settled.
That's
Yep.
good.
Yeah, how
All
much
right.
longer till the tech tip?
Oh, it's a while. Quite a while.
Hold
I
on.
hate to get too excited, but
Yeah.
Would
I'm
water,
bristling.
would water wings help you in Jello?
Yeah.
Oh,
what
so
about
many
pudding?
things. I guess.
No, in pudding you're in real trouble. Unless it was tapioca, but wait a second. I think now we're just recycling.
Yep.
Okay.
All right, hey, let's talk about money. Let's talk about making those dollar bills, y'all.
Dollar bills,
all right.
y'all.
So before you make all your dollar bills, y'all,
Dollar
you
bills,
need
y'all.
to budget. All right, this is what you need to do before. And what we're talking about is you just need to know what your basic costs
Yes.
of running your business. Now, if you're a
Yes.
new agent, it's tough because you haven't run your business before. So you're going to have to experience or use the experience of a tenured agent or your manager.
Yes.
All right. If you are an experienced agent, then you better know what you're spending And
Yeah.
if you don't, we're going to talk about that later as
Naughty.
well. But either way, you take those costs, you figure out exactly what it's going to take to run your business, because
Yep.
you are going to run your business like a business.
Oh, amen.
And then
Got to.
all of a sudden now you're going to be much more professional, and you're going to actually know what you're making and all that fun stuff. So when you are setting up the systems, first one is to simply set up the budget.
Yep.
Now, after you've got the budget set up, keep in mind too, you need to have special accounts, because you're going to be putting money in
Yes.
different areas,
Oh, I
right?
am.
Muy
Yes.
So, for
importante.
instance, you need to have an emergency account.
Like it.
This would
True
be
that.
for just your daily expenses.
Okay.
Just kidding. That's for your
No.
emergencies.
I was like,
Emergency! There's a new day. We need money.
I'm still alive. Oh gosh, what do I do? All right. So you need your emergency account. In your emergency account, I would highly suggest that you put in 3 months
Okay.
expenses. So you budgeted, you know what it takes to run your business. You know that it's going to cost you $8,000, let's say this month, to run your business.
Mm-hmm.
So in your emergency account, you need $24,000 there set to go in case you hit just this extreme lull. You see how I did the math there?
yes, I was going to say good math there.
Thanks, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So
I had a little fleeting thought. I was like, that sounds high. Is that right? And then I was like, yeah, that's right.
yeah. And well, newer agents, it should be higher. It should be 6 months. You need to have that
Yes.
6
Wow.
months reserved
But your
because you're going to go on
monthly
longer lulls.
business cost might be lower when you're a new
Yes,
agent. So
that's
you might
true.
have a
That's
lower
true.
monthly, but
But
more
longer,
months.
more months.
Yes.
That's good. Good
And
notes.
keep in mind what's happening is, let's say you got 3 months set aside. We're not always expecting that you're going to hit a 3-month lull. I mean, it's an emergency fund, so it could happen. But what could happen is you hit a 1-month lull,
Right.
And then you're able to
Yes.
fund it from your emergency account.
Yes.
And then as soon as you're back in the dollar bills, y'all, you just refund
dollar bills,
your
y'all.
emergency account. You refill that
Yep,
thing.
yep,
right?
yep.
So that's your emergency account. Taxes account. Now this will be based on what kind of production you're doing and how much you're selling. But we would typically suggest taking 20% off the top of every check and putting it into a tax account. Now make
Yes.
sure that you
Yep.
do not touch
Don't
that
touch
money
it. Don't
until
touch
it's
it.
tax
No, no, no.
time. No. All right. So, and I ideally would suggest that you don't spend anything before you fill the tax account. All right. We
Yes.
want that money set aside, ready to go, and then what's left, you can start putting into some of these accounts, which would be things like your savings account,
Good.
which should probably always have 1 month expenses in there.
Okay.
Your checking account, which should have 1 month's expenses in there,
Yep.
Okay.
and your goal account. And
Oh.
this is where you just
Yay.
kind of have your overflow.
Oh, wow.
So now you've got 1 month in your checking account,
Yep.
1 month in your savings account,
Yep.
3 months in your emergency account, 20% off the top.
Yep.
So all of a sudden now you're well funded for emergencies,
Don't
for
you
your
feel
daily,
good?
your rainy
Yeah.
day, your general expenses. You are just set up. You have the systems in place, and all that extra money now can go into your goal account or your daily expenses or whatever you have. So it's so nice. And then everything else. And these, by the way, this would all be business expenses,
Yeah.
which means the rest can now go fund the personal account, and that's when you get to have the wine and you get to have your
Oh.
GQ magazines
Oh. And
Oh.
pools full of
you get to have
tapioca.
Golf Digest.
Yes.
And a pool full of tapioca pudding.
I haven't had tapioca pudding in a long time, and now I want some. Do you like tapioca pudding, Megan?
Meh.
No, the texture kind
Yeah.
of grosses you out. Yeah.
Do you guys
no,
put
I love
banana
it.
slices in your pudding?
Oh, that's good too. Yeah, I like that.
And
Or
like
whipped
regular
cream?
pudding.
Some Cool Whip?
Oh, yeah.
No, I don't like the whipped cream on it. I don't like the whipped
Chocolate
cream on it.
pudding,
Chocolate
whipped
pudding.
cream,
Yeah.
chocolate pudding, whipped cream.
Bananas
you
too.
layer
Oh, you
it?
gotta put
You
some
layer it?
bananas.
Put it in a pretty little glass.
No bananas,
so
though?
you can see it.
Oh, that's
That's
nice.
fine. I mean, I'll just eat them off the top and then go to the good stuff.
Okay.
That's fine. You
Yeah.
can put some bananas.
Why
on.
mix it in?
Raspberries, yum,
Raspberries are good.
yum.
Yeah, I'll allow
Ooh,
that.
I don't know if I would do that. Raspberries. I do raspberries on there.
You can tell we haven't had a break for lunch yet.
Yeah, really. A lot of things are
Yeah.
circling around food.
Oh, good times.
All right.
So is that everything, Todd? On
Yeah,
the
so
make it-
those
yeah?
are the accounts. You've got your budget set up. You got your accounts ready to go. Everything is set up and ready for you to now go live the life.
Okay.
But there's more to be done.
Yes. So now, we're ready.
Yeah.
And now
feel
we're-
good
now it's
about where
time.
everything's going.
Now
Got
it's
a good
time.
backup
Now we're
plan.
doing it. Now
Yes.
we're making it.
Now, during, by the way, okay, let me read this sentence to you. During making that cheddar.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
That cheddar.
Todd
Yeah.
wrote this. That cheddar. And I'm just thinking, how many words are there for money?
Oh, there's a lot.
I mean,
Googled it.
so many. You
It's
did?
coming up later.
Oh,
Really?
Todd's got it coming
oh,
up.
I
like
can't wait
that.
to talk about it. Okay,
I
then we
like
won't
that.
talk about it. We'll just talk about while you're making the cheddar.
Yep.
How you are tracking it. So tracking is
Track that
so,
cheddar.
Track that cheddar. So good. Okay, so first thing you're gonna do is track every expense and income. So all the minuses and all the pluses, you're gonna
Yep.
track it.
Yes.
We use QuickBooks Online. You can use Quicken. You can use Mint.com. Anything that you can use is fine. Just get it on there. Use an Excel sheet. but don't really use QuickBooks. Okay.
And I will kind of comment too that like I kind of assumed I've been using Quicken and QuickBooks for so long,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and just tracking everything, and you automatically pull all your accounts and stuff from
Right.
online sources, and then I didn't realize. I just assumed that was kind of like the way, and maybe it is. Maybe this one person that I talked to, but I talked to an agent. She's like, oh no, I keep all my receipts, and then I enter all my receipts, and I'm like, oh, that's really time consuming,
Yeah.
isn't it? And
Well-
I just pull them off your online account. And,
You might not know that it has that ability.
Yeah.
to-
So that's why I like made sure that we talked about that, because there's probably people out there. Well, maybe just this one lady. Maybe hope she's listening.
Yeah.
Yep. And I think mint.com and some of those sites also do it, but basically you tie all your accounts to it. And then so every time you use your card to buy something, it categorizes it. You know what it is. You can reconcile super easily. But
Yep.
QuickBooks, Quicken, Mint, something like that to track every expense and the money that's coming in and where it's coming in from. So super important.
Those programs we recommended are really robust
Yeah.
and can do like if there's something that you want to do in a financial setting
Yeah.
of like budgets and accounts and things like that, it can probably do it. So it's
Yeah.
worth
Yes.
the time to dig in and try to automate as much as you can
Yep.
to save you on the back end.
Yep.
Yeah, QuickBooks especially. I mean, it goes as deep as you want to go.
Yeah.
Which is really cool. And you have it all in one place too, which is super great for your time and energy.
And the QuickBooks app tracks your mileage too. Like it tracks your driving around.
Oh,
If
yeah?
you just switch it on.
I did
and then-
not know that.
Yeah,
That's
so,
great.
So yeah, you switch it on the app, and then once a week, what I do is go through and just mark business or personal on
Nice.
every single trip, and then at the end of the year, instead of just guesstimating your mileage,
Yeah.
because I've heard when you're a realtor and you get audited, that's going to be the first thing they look at is
Okay.
if your mileage is legit or not.
Oh, yeah.
So this way, it's just all right there. So tax time, you're like, oh, this is how many miles I'm writing
Yep.
off for this amount of money, and it's done.
And you did it.
So
I love
boom.
that.
Yeah.
Ooh.
It's a nice feature
Learned
on
something fun.
QuickBooks on the app.
So good. All right. And the next thing you're going to do is be as detailed as possible. So this helps for determining a couple things. One, your ROI.
Your what?
Roy.
There he is. Here he comes. Baby, make it Roy. No, he's got to put the guns away. The guns are
Yeah,
too
this
much.
is a gun-free zone. It's a gun-free podcast.
Seriously. Roy.
Roy.
Yeah, so being detailed is going to help determine where your ROI is on everything you do, and then for your tax prep. So these are two different things, right? End of the year, you're going to have to turn all your numbers in for taxes. If you track them throughout the year, it's so much easier. And then when tax time comes, you're not like, ugh, I have to figure everything out and go back through everything. So you are prepared, and it's already done, just like Terry mentioned. And then also determining your ROI, which we talk about a lot. If you are spending money on something, let's say it's a lead gen source, and then every month you're looking back and saying, did that bring me anything? What,
Right.
you have to track these things, where you're spending your
Yeah.
money, and you say, oh yeah, that brought me business. I'm going to continue to do this, or I haven't gotten a single deal out of this. I need to cut that. So that's how you analyze it, is when you're super detailed and you're ready to rock and you can go through it. So very good. And the last thing is to update all your accounts weekly. Schedule the same time every week. Maybe it's Monday mornings. You're just going to go on and you're going to check all your accounts, make sure everything's legit and it's going well. We have a friend of the podcast.
Yeah.
His name is Yep. What's his name? Michigan.
Oh, Alex Milstein.
Yes,
Milstein.
Alex. He is really, really good at what he does. But when we interviewed him last season, Terry's going to tell you all about it. But he said every day he does it. He goes in and he looks and makes sure all his
Yeah.
accounts are good, everything's going well, and he's just on top of his finances, because if you track it, it's going to grow. You're going to be in charge, and it's very, very important. So,
Episode 78.
Nailed it.
Money Matters with Alex Milstein.
Alex.
Boom.
Yeah, he's good. He was really good.
So you have everything before you make the dollar bills,
Yes,
y'all, which we
before.
consider that's the budget. You're doing the budget.
bills, y'all.
Yes.
All right. Then during making that cheddar,
Yes.
all right, that's the tracking portion.
Now what?
Now we need to analyze, or and this would, of course, when you analyze this, is happening after
Yes.
you make that cabbage,
Yes.
the bread,
Yes.
the moolah,
Go.
stash,
Go.
Benjamins,
Uh.
loot,
Hey.
smackers,
Yes.
simoleons,
Boom. What?
bones,
Wait, what?
tamales,
Wait, hold on.
scratch,
What happened?
lettuce,
Hold on.
salad.
Now you're
chips,
ordering lunch.
Skrill.
I don't know what happened just now.
Skrill.
Skrill. What? Listen, it was
What's? Can I ask? What's a salmoleons?
a simoleon.
Simoleon.
What is
yeah.
that?
You haven't heard simoleons?
Nope.
Making all those simoleons?
Yeah, simoleons is like money. Yeah.
Whatever. You guys are so full
No,
of it.
no, seriously.
No.
It's a thing.
This is
No, you guys are totally
No,
pulling our legs.
absolutely.
Right now.
No, Somalians.
How come on our note sheet you have the squiggly line like you misspelled a word?
Well, because
He probably misspelled it.
But I tried to see what it was
No.
trying to say, and it was
Okay.
nothing.
All right, hold on.
Simoleon.
You made
Can
that
we
up.
bing it?
Yes, let's bing it.
Who's binging it?
I'm binging it. Oh, wait, hold on. Okay, so he definitely misspelled it.
It's a lot of food.
Okay, macaronic blend of Simon, which means dollar, from Simon, which means sixpence coin. So it's 17th century British slang.
Yes!
Nailed it! You guys are so up on your 17th
We're
century
so
British
hip.
slang.
we are so hip.
You're so hip
know,
for
guys.
1681.
I don't know.
It was just
I don't know, guys.
just a short 400 years ago.
Tell me if you've ever heard that word prior to you finding out all the words.
I have heard Samoans before, yeah.
Yeah, I heard it all the time growing up.
All right, I don't.
I have not.
I will
I've
say
never-
that going through that list, cabbage, yes.
Yes.
Bread,
Yes.
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 Moolah, yes.
Yes.
Stash, yes.
Yes.
Benjamins,
Yes.
loot,
Yes.
smackers,
Yes.
Maybe.
simoleons,
Nope.
yes.
No.
Bones,
Yep.
Yeah.
maybe. Tamales.
Nope.
I've not heard tamales
Not
used
in
in
that
that
way.
expression
Tamales.
before.
You're hot tamales, but
Scratch,
Yeah.
definitely. Lettuce,
Yeah.
yeah. Salad,
No.
No. Now
I've
you've
not
gone
heard
too far with
salad.
the
Might be
lettuce.
stretching.
Yeah, you took the list
Chips?
too far. Nope.
No, I haven't heard that one either. And skrill.
Can we bing skrill?
I think I've
also?
heard skrill before.
I
Skrill
feel
reminds
like-
me of krill.
This has been a
Is
busy
that what
bing day.
Yes,
whales
maybe that's.
eat?
Yes, I was thinking of an ocean creature, but that's
Yeah.
not
Been a busy
right.
bing day.
We've
Yeah.
been all
Binging.
over the
Lot of
Bing,
binging.
and that's key. That's gonna be it. Okay, so okay, now it's just e-commerce business stuff. So it's
Fact check false.
Something.
no, I think it's fact check true, but it's just an app, so it's hard to find like the.
That's true.
Who is that person that's saying that?
I don't know, but I just love her voice, don't you?
That's true.
I kinda
So
see
Use
pleasing.
it a little.
Okay, so Skrilla
Skrilla
is
is
a
a
term
rapper.
for cash money in a literal sense, but could also mean be a way to describe your hustling energy, your ability to move product, and
Yep.
your people skills.
You're a Skrilla.
Well, Skrillex is a DJ, right?
I thought
Skrillex.
Skrilla. I thought
Skrillex.
Skrilla was a DJ.
So maybe
Skrillex.
maybe you know it from the lyric "B, I rolled my 4-5-6. Now give me my skrill, yo dog, pass me the skrill."
I think that's probably where Todd got it.
Is that where you got it?
Yeah, I think that's his favorite song.
That's what I wake up to. All right, so anyways.
How much more time till the tech tip?
Oh, it's coming.
Oh no, you got a while still,
Don't
Christian.
worry.
No, you should prep. You should get ready now.
Okay, I'll start
Go
prepping.
ahead.
Get into your
stretching.
staging area for the tech tip.
All right, so we have budgeted, we have tracked, and now we analyze. And really, all this is you go into your QuickBooks and you basically look at all your accounts and you look at everything month to month, week to week, and you look for how you're spending your money, just like Megan was talking about. As long as you know where you've spent your money, you
Yep.
also can determine your ROI, whether it's positive or negative.
Yep.
And you can review, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, you know what? Now I'm going to change my budget, or I'm going to change up what I'm doing because this isn't making me the money.
Right.
And so now all of a sudden the cycle starts over, and so now you can budget again, and you track, and then you analyze. Budget, track, analyze. Budget, track,
Yep.
analyze. DJ Skrillex. Budget, track, analyze. Budget, track, analyze. Budget, track, analyze. I feel like that was a little
Was it
more
too slow?
off.
It's off on the drop. Off on the drop. Why don't you just focus on your tech tip, Christian? We'll
Yep.
let you know. You get in the zone on your tech tip. Get in the
Will
right
do.
headspace.
Now, make sure that when you're doing this, like Megan was talking about, track these things every week, making sure that everything's up to date. You don't have to analyze it every week. That would probably get a little too much. But I would definitely say at the very least, you're analyzing it once a year, and that's at the very
Ooh, yeah.
least. But I would say probably monthly, you should be looking back, closing the books, basically, and saying, okay, how did I do this month? Where did I spend my money? Where did I make my money?
Yep.
And is this continuing in the right place? And when you're doing this, by the way, this is how you run your business like a business. And you don't just fly by the seat of your pants.
Correct, sir.
Christian, are you ready?
Oh, is it time?
Is it time?
Are you ready?
Are you teasing me? Or
What's what's it time for?
Oh,
It's
here
really
it's
time.
Open it
I
up,
think it's really
Christian.
time.
False.
Oh,
Fact
hold
check
on.
false.
Oh, Christian!
time for it?
There it is. That's
It's
what
a
I like.
tech tip.
Yes, it is a tech tip. What you got today, buddy?
Okay, we have a little clampy thing.
Oh,
Okay.
a clampy thing. He's holding up something that
Yeah.
looks like a clampy thing.
A clampy thing. And what this does is this clips onto your phone
Yes.
and makes it a wide angle lens.
Oh.
So we're going to demonstrate on Todd's
Oh, you're going to do it right now
Yeah,
live
we're
for the
gonna do it
YouTube
live.
viewers?
I'm going to attempt. Okay.
All right, if you're
So if you're looking at Todd's
YouTube
camera
viewing.
on the YouTubers,
Okay.
we're going to put
So this is
this.
really simple. If you're listening,
there it is.
oh,
Now it's-
wow. yeah,
So
widened it up.
nice.
Now it's a
Wow.
wide angle.
Look at that. Oh,
And now it's
Now it's regular.
okay.
Oh.
And
Too
you
close.
just did that like a clothespin. You
close.
just pinch it and stick it on your phone.
Pinch it, just like that.
That's great.
And it works great. $20 Amazon. This particular one is from a brand called Aukey, A-U-K-E-Y. It comes with a little bag that lets you clean it, which is also nice. But these are cheap, and I didn't use them for a long time, and I wish I'd started using them earlier.
Nice.
Where they're really good for is if you're out doing movies, you're using your phone, all of a sudden you have 3 or 4 people you want to get in the
yeah.
shot. Maybe you're trying to selfie it. Maybe you don't have
Yeah.
a tripod. This thing lets you widen it out. And also it lets you
Nice.
take pictures that don't look like they were taken on your phone.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Which sounds like a minor thing, but when you're putting together an edited version of something,
Yeah.
if you have a couple different shots, maybe a wide shot or something, it really enhances your videos.
awesome.
Cheap, $20.
I'm
works
also
great.
wondering, like, we really recommend people use professional photography in their listings. But if you're new, maybe, and you can't afford it right out of the
Yeah.
gate,
Definitely.
you spend 20
Yeah.
bucks, and it kind of opens up the room. Then, if you do that, that's a good.
Yep.
That's a good one.
Yeah, it'll make it look a little bigger than it is.
All right, close it up, Christian. Close up shop on the
Okay.
tech tip. That was it for today.
It's a tech tip.
We want to hear from you.
Very nice.
Info at boomrealestatepodcast.com.
Shot!
Todd's ruined everything.
ruined
It's
it.
fine.
Get on YouTube. You can see what's going wrong right now. We're on Instagram too. Real Estate on Purpose. Check all that out. And that is it for the content. We're going to put a quick bow on season 2. That's coming in the next episode as a wrap.
Still trying to
But
fix that camera.
It's been a great season. Thanks for hanging with us. We will talk to you next time on the Boom Podcast.